What's up everybody, this is Danny, and today I partnered with Best Buy to unbox the brand new Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra and share with you my 1 week experience with it to let you know if it's worth buying or not. This is the flagship in the S8 tablet lineup and has a monster 14.6-inch display, which a lot of people will love, but all 3 tablets are available now on bestbuy.com, and I'll leave a link down below so you can take advantage of the $100 free gift card that you get with the purchase of an S8 Ultra. I would jump on this deal before it ends. First, let's unbox the Tab S8 Ultra. This has to be the thinnest box that I've ever seen. Of course, you get the tablet itself. Let's put that to the side to see what else comes in the box. The great thing is that you still get the S Pen in the box. This is such a big part of the experience, so I'm glad that they're still including this. There is a packet here, and when you open it up, you get the USB-C cord, which we've all seen before, and there's some light bathroom reading, but the reason why the box was so thin is because there's no charger included in the box. This is a bold move, so let me know what you think about it. The good thing is there's so many good chargers out there for cheap, and you may have some extras lying around, but I'm using the 45-watt official Samsung charger that I bought over a year ago, and this one works really well with the Tab S8 Ultra. So the first thing that I noticed right away, as soon as I started using it, is just how thin this is, and when you hold it in your hand for the first time, you're going to be blown away. It is 5.5 millimeters thin, and to show you how thin it is, here it is compared to the Galaxy S22 Ultra. I mean, this is insane. Quick tour of the hardware. The top of the device holding it landscape, you will see the power button, and you will see the volume rocker, and down here you will see a micro SD card slot. Yes, I know the feeling. A lot of people will be happy with this one since this is basically unicorn these days. And there will also be a 5G version coming soon, but the one that I've been testing is the Wi-Fi only version. There's a USB-C port at the bottom, and there are connectors here for accessories like this keyboard case, which I'll talk about later. And on the back, there is a magnetic area where the pen attaches to. I know this may not be the most popular opinion, but I actually found it pretty comfortable to hold in my hand in portrait orientation to use for social media and web browsing. It doesn't feel too heavy in my opinion. It's 1.6 pounds, so it's slightly heavier than other tablets, but that's expected because of this crazy huge 14.6-inch display. It's a little more awkward to hold it in this landscape orientation because of the size of the display. I mean, this is encroaching on laptop display territory, and I think this is the largest display that I've seen on a tablet personally, but I guess it all depends on personal preference because I got used to it pretty quickly. I must admit the size is overwhelming at first, so this is what I suggest. If you have a Best Buy nearby, then go there and check out the Tab S8 Ultra in person so you can see the screen size, because you may prefer the Tab S8 or the S8 Plus, which are very solid, but if you want the biggest and baddest, then this is it. I do like the design overall. I love the thin bezels for overall aesthetics. The only thing that you might notice is there are some accidental touches here and there, and that is a natural side effect of thin bezels, but it hasn't been a huge issue for me so far in the time that I've been using it. In typical Samsung fashion, this display is beautiful with a 16:10 screen ratio, and I think that makes watching content on this really great with its inky blacks and vibrant colors. It's an 1848x2960 Super AMOLED panel with a fast 120Hz refresh rate. There are 2 speakers on each side, so this quad speaker system is excellent and it will go toe-to-toe or is better than any other tablet that's out there, so you'll love the multimedia experience. But if you were wondering, there is no headphone jack. You will notice that there is a notch on the display, and this is going to be a love it or hate it thing, but I do like the placement of where it's at. Most people will be using it in landscape, so it makes sense so you don't get weird angles with video calls. Regardless of how you may feel about it, the good thing is that there are 2 12-megapixel front-facing cameras, a main 26mm wide camera, and also a 120-degree field of view ultra-wide camera, so you have choices for video calls. You get a new auto-framing feature that utilizes the ultra-wide camera, and it will follow you around when you're on a call, so you are free to move around. We've seen this on other tablets before, but it's nice to see here. If you're only buying the Tab S8 Ultra to take advantage of its large display for consuming content, then you probably don't need this, but the keyboard cover is a 2-part case. If you don't want to use the keyboard, it provides protection for the back, and it also has a built-in kickstand, so you can prop it up to watch content with it, and it also protects the S Pen. You can just flip this down when you need it, and it's all magnetic. The reason why I like this is because the keyboard is very slim, but it also has some decent travel and feels good to type on. It's also backlit, so that is fantastic for using at night, and the trackpad is also a decent size, so it really gave me that PC feel that I wanted out of a hybrid device like this. The trackpad and keyboard work great in the regular Android 12 interface, but that's not where it shines. It's when you use Samsung DeX that separates this from any other tablet on the market. When this is enabled, I absolutely love the flexibility. I can move the windows around as I need to. I can have a bunch of them open at the same time, or I can have as little as I want. And I think this is amazing for productivity because you're not limited to where you can put these windows. I mean, you can even move the camera around if you want. You also have a file manager to keep things organized, and with Microsoft 365 integration, you can definitely use this for school or the office, and then when you want a tablet again, you just switch back. So this is very versatile. Of course, you can do split screen multitasking too if you're not into the DeX interface, but I think DeX is solely what makes this more of a capable laptop replacement. So let me know what you think of it. Another thing that I loved about the size of the display is the gaming capabilities. I can't say that it's the most comfortable to hold in hand while gaming for extended periods of time because the screen is so large, but with the keyboard case and a Bluetooth controller, this is the way to go. The AKG tuned speakers are great and the refresh rate is awesome, and it's being powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor, so you have plenty of power here, so I think you'll absolutely love gaming on the Ultra. I've been testing the high-end configuration, but I also have a base model on order, so if you want to see the differences between those two, make sure you follow me on social media because I'll post some benchmarks there. The only thing is, if you're going to use DeX heavily and multitask a lot, I would probably not get the base 8GB RAM model and jump to the 12GB of RAM because it's only $100 more. Or if you really want the most RAM, you can go with the 16GB of RAM model that I have here, but that's $200 more, so keep that in mind. But let me say, if you're going to be mostly using this tablet as media consumption and to watch videos on, then you're going to be just fine with the entry-level model. There are rear cameras on this too, just in case you want to be that person to take photos with it. I don't know how you feel about tablets in the wild taking pictures, but man, with this one, you might look a little crazy. There is a 13 megapixel f2.0 main lens and a 6 megapixel f2.2 ultra wide, and while the images aren't as good as your flagship smartphone, they're still really decent. I'm also super surprised to see so many options in the camera app. You are not getting a scaled down experience. You get up to 8x zoom. Not sure why you would need this on a tablet, but it's cool to see. You also get portrait mode, which I expected, but take a look at the more section. You get a pro mode, also pro video mode, which is absolutely wild on a tablet. I guess that's what makes it ultra. Also single take, night mode, food mode, panorama, hyperlapse, even portrait mode video. I mean, this is intense for a tablet camera. So far, my 1 week experience has been very solid. I think it's a great everyday tablet. Face recognition is a nice feature to have to get into the tablet fast, but if you like this feature like I do, there are some settings that make it more secure. It might be a little slower, but that's worth the security. There is also an in-display fingerprint scanner that also works well, so that's probably the best option for security. In terms of battery size, it is 11,200 milliamp hours, and so far it's been typical. I've never been able to kill a tablet battery in a day, so it's the same here. But the one thing that I noticed was that the standby time is excellent on this. I was going to sleep at night and waking up to about a 1 to 2% max battery drain, so that's a good thing. The thing that I want to mention is that most of the time I'm using full display brightness, so that did cause my battery to drain faster. If anything, I wish this display was just a little bit brighter, so maybe I could use it on the medium brightness setting most of the time, but it's still an awesome looking display. I want to use this a little bit more to give you some real true life battery numbers. I just haven't used it long enough yet. The good news is that it seems to be on par with the Tab S7 Plus battery life, so I think most people will be happy with it. And just in case you wanted to know, a 45 watt charger charged this tablet from empty to 100% in about an hour and a half, so that's not bad. So what do you think of the Tab S8 Ultra? Does it deserve the Ultra name? I think that if you're not looking at the iPad for a tablet choice, then this is the best that's out there. The screen size is outrageous, and it can definitely be a laptop replacement depending on what your workflow is. The good thing is that if you want a smaller size, then the Tab S8 Plus is also available, which I think will be the more popular choice because of the pricing. But if you want the biggest and baddest and you can afford it, then this will definitely turn some heads. If you're interested in picking one up, I'll leave a link down below so you can check availability. I know these things are selling like crazy. If you have questions, let me know in the comments below and I will follow up once I've had more time with it. And if you want to see this compared to the iPad, then let me know and I'll do that as well. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next one.